And now here we want to get the estimates. For example, in whatever view that we have over here, whether it's 3D or whatever else, I want to get the estimates of the items that we have in the view. For example, the pipes, pipe fittings, and so on. And all right, in order to do so, I'll go over to the library of the Dynamo and search for categories and open up two of these in the program. Now, for the first category, we can go through the list and let's see where the pipes are. This one. And in the next category, we can go with pipe fittings. Let's see where that is. All right, right here. So let's keep these two for now. And I'll create a list here to gather these two together and so connect them to the items in the input. Then save and press run. Alright, now we get a list of the pipes and the pipe fittings. Now after this, we can go to the library and search for all elements and open up this one that says in views, all elements of category in view. The category is the list. Then I'll right click and open up the views where I can select the 3D for the view itself, connect that to the view here and press run. There we go. Now we have two lists here which we want to convert into one using flatten. Now, as you may know, we have multiple dimensions here in the lists. For example, 0 and 1 both are different dimensions. What flatten does is convert them into one. By dimension, I don't mean X, Y, and Z. I mean the items and their categories in the list. Alright, after that converts them into one, we can go over to the library and search for element.get geometry. The category is correct, so I'll connect them and hit run, but the geometry isn't actually useful to us here. That's used in the background of the dynamo. Alright, so we get the list of the pipes and the pipe fittings here, but now we want one example for each of them. So from up here in the library, I'll look for list.unique items and open this up. Connect it to the category and hit run. Now this says you have two items here overall, and their names themselves is the name of our categories. So we'll go to the library and this time look for category.name and open this up. Alright, then select this and move it over here, and the category is the list, and then we can hit run. And as you can see, the items are pipes and pipe fittings. Now we get to the topic of the view in which we use these. For the views that we have here, I can search elements.name in the library and open this one up and connect it to the views. Let me just hit run. Alright, it's 3D. So then I'll go forward. Now let's unite these two, this with the category that we have over here. So I'll open up a code block here, and in it I can put an X plus quotation mark underscore quotation mark plus Y. Now what we have here right now is useful when you're getting the estimates in the different levels, because the name is apparent to see here, and you know in what view you're going to do this. But it may not work so well for the 3D that we're going with here, because we're getting the estimates of all of the elements. When we're in the plan, we only get the elements of the plan, and it's useful to know which plan the estimates are related to. And it's good for the beams and the walls, but it may not be that useful for the pipes because they have different parts and different levels. But the method that we're using right now is useful everywhere. So we can use it for the elements of the architecture and the structure and the MEP as well. So let me first connect these and press run. And the list gives us 3D pipes and the pipe fittings. Alright, then I'll make another code block, and inside of it I'll write X plus, and well, let's say Open up the quotation marks and put an underscore 3D and let's go with quantitative takeoff. Then close the quotation marks and make sure to put in the semicolon as well. Alright, now what this connects to is the string that we get as the output of the element, and we can press run after that. And over here is the 3D view of the takeoff. Now for the next step, we can go back to the library and search for schedule view dot create, and let's see which one it is. It's this one that says create schedule. Alright, so we'll open that up in a program, and our category is going to be the unique that we have here on the left. So we'll connect the list to the category. Then the name, we can go with the code block that we've created previously up here. And then we have the schedule type. For that, I can go back to the library and search for schedule.type. Erase the dot, put in space, and yeah, open the schedule type here. Then I'll open it up and select the regular schedule option through the menu, and I'll connect the schedule type to here. Now let me just close all of the parts here in the Revit, and the schedule is empty currently. I'll hit run, and then let's see what the warning is. It says the provider's schedule type is not supported. Alright, so now let's do something. Because the name of the 3D view here is inside of a bracket, that could cause a problem here. The bracket is usually not supported in software such as this. So let me first delete the extra views that we have in a 3D view, and then get a duplicate of this. Alright, then press that, and then let me just close this first, and then I can rename the copy of the 3D to 3D view. Alright, Control C to copy it, and then we can go back to the Dynamo, and let's see, open up the options under the view, and this time select the 3D view. Alright, then I can press 1 to see if we get a warning again or not. Let's just see. And alright, as you can see, it's fine now. So pay attention to some of the words that we use because they are reserved. Now you can see the schedules created here and the pipe fittings and the pipes under it. Now if I open it up, we'll see that it's empty right now. It's just been created. Now some characters like minus and plus and the brackets are reserved and can cause problems while naming. So now we can get to the next step and go to the library and search for schedule view add, and select this one that says fields from string. Bring it over here, and we can connect the two schedule views, and it also requires a string to see what parameters you have in mind. So I'll create a code block here, open up a bracket here, and put in a couple quotation marks here so we can start naming. So we can put these ones over here, and then 3 and 4 and 5. So as an example, for the first one, we can put in type, and then let's go back to the Revit where I can select one of these pipes. And then let's see what parameters we have over here under the specifications. Alright, so the first one was type, and then the next one can be size. After that, we can put in system name, and then let's see what else. Let's put in length, the one that we have up here under the dimensions section. Alright, so type that out, length, and then let's add another one as well. This one's optional. Now let's see what we have here. We don't want the area or the section. And then let's see what else. Let's go with slope. So I'll type it out in the code block, and then I'll connect the code block to the strings and press run. All right, and then we'll just have to wait for the process to be done. All right, now we'll open up the list to see what we have. Let me go over to the schedule here to see what's what. Now the slope is null, and that's why it hasn't been created on some of them. Some of them don't have slopes. All right, we can see the list as it's shown here and the numberings as well. All right, then I'll go to the next item, which is the 3D view of the pipes. Let's see if it opens up. All right, there it is. And then we'll open up the pipe schedules as well. All right, let me just select the pipe fitting schedule and the schedule itself and delete them. And just keep the ones that we've made. Now for the pipe itself, we can go over here to the 3D and select one of these and put in another name instead of the slope in order to prevent the null, because the slope isn't computed in some of them, as you can see. All right, let's see what we can go with. Let's select system type and write it here in the code block. So system type, and then let me just get a copy of the code block itself so I can sort out the order of it. All right, so it goes type, then size, and then let's go with length. Then we can have system name, system type, and then after that system name. And then we'll write it out, and then let's delete the first code block and replace it with this one and make the connections. And then I'll select these and temporarily delete them as well, then save up to this point, and then I'll press run to see what we can get.